And welcome to episode 4 of the Hall of Fame podcast. I am joined here with Jeremy, JV Vroman, Darth Pooh, aka Keith Newman, and myself, Chris Fuzzy Lighthiff. Thanks for joining us on this cold, blistery, wintry night. It's like winter all over again, guys.
Isn't it spring?
The wind outside says
Sure.
otherwise. So,
Yeah, I can't believe we are now officially eight days. So we're 8 days away. Tomorrow, 1 week from tomorrow, is opening day at Citizens Bank Park. Yeah, it's freezing out.
yeah, it sucks.
Hey,
There's literally
we've had
no other
snowouts
way.
before, so
Are we still thinking about doing opening day? Do we? I don't. It's cold, man.
Yeah, that'll be a topic of conversation for next week.
Listen, if I could talk you into it, I'll try to. I'm not going to get in trouble for it. I certainly won't. I have full permission to go see opening day. I hope you guys can too, and you'll join me. But
you hear the wind outside? No.
So what do we have on the lineup for tonight?
So let's Zach Wheeler named the starter over Aaron Nola, breaking Aaron Nola's streak.
6 seasons.
I'm okay with it. Zach Wheeler is he's a dog. Like, he's earned it. Nothing against Zach Wheeler, or nothing against Aaron Nola. Let me say that. Nothing against that Aaron Nola, but Zach Wheeler's earned it. And it's Zach Wheeler versus Spencer Strider. Like, whew. See if he can get those demons out of his head.
That's a nice little rematch. To see it again, right? The last time we lights out we lights out Strider last year, didn't we?
No, not in the regular season.
I'm talking about in postseason.
Oh yeah.
We lights out him. Now, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Spencer Strider has our number during the regular season. I want everyone to get it out of their head that, oh man, he's in it for revenge. Now, he's probably going to do pretty well against us. He's historically has. It's just he just did a Braves collapse. Like, it's the second year in a row. But Wheeler punched him out, and it's gonna be interesting to see opening day. JV, your thoughts on Wheeler getting the opening day honors? Does this affect you in any way?
not really. I mean, you're going to go with who's proven, and I don't think you could go wrong with either one. I think Nola has been I forget what his opening day stats are, but he's a solid opening day guy. Wheeler's earned it too, so both of those guys have definitely earned that spot to battle for it. I guess about the only thing I don't know, maybe like a little more drama with it going, waiting a little bit longer to say who the starter is, but that's about it.
Let me put it in this perspective. If the team doesn't care, the whole lineup, every guy on the team doesn't care that Schwarber is batting first, there is no way someone's going to make us think about who's getting the opening day rotation call up. It's just not going to happen. Like, the team obviously isn't worried about titles or positions. I think it's more of an earned position on the team, where people respect that Schwarber wants that first look from the pitcher so he can go report it back. Like, that's okay. I mean, if you take a look at it statistically, we win with 64% of the time with Schwarber leading off. I don't know what you can say about that stat other than Schwarber leading off leads to wins. You can quote to me his strikeouts. You can quote to me, his on base percent. People want to go with this archaic style of this is how a lineup should go, and pitch and rotation should go this way. They should go a few ways. They should go with analytics and how the coach is feeling and what they're trying to do for that person. I think that it was tried to be made into like a diss on Nola, I don't think Nola gives a rat's ass about this. I really don't. I think he got his money. He knows Wheeler got it. Go celebrate. So I think they're just fine. I
think this
that's
is another
drama. That's not the drama. That's not the drama that's happening. There is drama, and no one's talking about this. But there's definitely drama happening on this team. But I don't think people are paying attention. Where do you guys think of that?
What I was referring to in the drama was more on the media side and the fans. Like, oh, who's it going to be? Kind of that, play it up WWE style a little bit, make it seem like it's a question, it's a battle for the two of them. Who's going to get that top spot?
But there is real drama on this team. That there is something here, and no one's really nailing it down or talking about because it's actually awkward. This is an awkward situation we're kind of in. Because Eagles ownership kind of has egg on their face with this situation. So you guys know what I'm referring to? What I think?
Phillies ownership.
Phillies ownership.
Yeah.
You said Eagles.
Oh, I'm so sick of Eagles ownership this week. I'm being inundated with Eagles. Like, I can't believe the Eagles are a month postseason and we're talking. This is what's killing me. I've been brainwashed. We're talking more about Eagles stuff in this city that I literally just said without thinking about it, subliminally Eagles. But that's just the problem. But Phillies management is still in trouble because of commitments they've made in the past. And what am I getting at?
I think you're still getting on this Kingery thing.
No, Kingery.
Rojas and Pache.
It's your outfield situation.
Yeah.
It's not simply who do you get rid of, because it's not an easy answer. Everyone thinks it's very simple. I don't think it's simple. Pache has no more options left. He cannot be sent back down. He's the guy who you're either going with him or you're not. But he's the same guy as Rojas. I see no difference between these two people. They are the same exact person to me.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, defensively, Rojas is probably a little bit better. Hitting wise, Christian Pache has hit home runs off of pitchers, not position players like Johan Rojas.
But there's an answer for that. K-Long has lengthened out his swing. He has now apparently, I don't know about this. Now I'm going to say right now, I think Rojas's fielding is way better than Christian Pache's. I've seen Rojas. He's like a kangaroo out there. He like extends his body in the weirdest. Everyone goes, how? And I've said that multiple times watching him play. So I think he's way ahead in fielding. You can't even. But apparently, and this is exciting, Rojas can bunt now.
Because that's a big thing in baseball now, is bunting.
No, hold on. You're bottom of the order. Stop it. You are nuts. You're gonna see a ton of that this year.
Chicks dig the drag bunt.
You are going to see a ton of it. Teams are practicing the bunt like crazy. It's all about the small ball, moving it across. You're seeing it all across spring training right now. Teams are trying this weird stuff out.
Now here's my question, Keith.
Yeah.
You're talking about chicks dig or Jeremy said chicks dig the drag bunt and the small ball. Did you leave your TV on to 1996? Because small ball, just like you said, it happens, and when it happens, what are we like?
Well, that's just it, right? Can you imagine this team that has like pretty much, for all intents and purposes, once you're out of the first inning or once you're out of the rotation one time, doesn't matter. You have potentially two cleanup batters in an inning with Schwarber's position and whoever you put in fourth, right? Like you have two cleanups that could potentially occur. So it's that what happens in between. It's what's going on in between.
Because
And
Schwarber.
What's that?
Schwarber is could be a third cleanup guy.
That's what I'm talking. You have at least 2 cleanup guys if you've properly put out your order correct. So that's why, again, I don't mind Schwarber leading off. It allows for this really dynamic, multiple cleanup situation happening throughout your lineup. I say go with Rojas.
You're expecting Marsh
So-
and Rojas to have high OBPs, get on base, and let Schwarber's. But the thing is, like, I lost it here, but Schwarber's home runs out of that after the first inning with men on base. I'd be interested to see it if it's worth it. To back up what you're saying.
Yeah, and so is that something that you, because you have a lot of this, you have a lot of the season last year where a lot of Schwarber's stats came in strong because let's look at the games Bryce started versus he didn't start and what that win percentage at him leading off looks like. I think it's still good. There was a whole month there, or even early June, where I remember Castellanos just carrying the team on his back, offensively and defensively. So I don't know. I that's like a weird breakdown of statistics that I guess you have to kind of prove over the season what real changes like mean against the lineup. But then again, are you really trying to mess with a 64% win rate?
Yeah.
The reason I say go with
4 RBIs, so it's got to. I guess he's a lot better than I was realizing with
111 RBIs. Is that what it is?
No, 104.
Okay, 104. 47 home runs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let the guy bat wherever he wants to. I don't understand this traditional, like, oh, it has to be, he's your big power hitter. He's got to hit in the 4 hole. He's got to. Why? Because your pappy taught you that's the way it should be?
Yeah.
I don't.
Listen,
your pappy doesn't know about baseball either. If you think that and your pappy thinks that, neither one of you know about baseball.
Listen, at the end of the day, it's looking more and more like Rojas is going to be a starting center fielder, which is fine. It's perfectly fine, but they're not getting rid of Christian Pache. Like it's not happening. The history is there for him to struggle. Johan Rojas, he can work all off season with Kevin Long for all I care until he produces and sees it. Because we, as Philadelphia fans, we saw multiple off seasons of Ben Simmons back at the gym. And what has that done for the Sixers?
Rojas has shown up to spring training. Pache had a little problem with that. He had a little tummy ache.
Oh, you're really gonna really little tummy ache?
I don't know, and I don't care. I just don't think Pache is any better than Rojas, and I think Rojas needs to be given. He can be cultivated. He can be molded. Dude's been all over the place. I'm not worried about him. Like, use him as trade bait to get a pitcher. Like, I don't care.
So let me see if I get this straight. He's not good enough to start for the Phillies. He's not good enough to be in this team, but he's good enough to trade for a starting pitcher.
Okay. I guess you do get it.
Listen,
sounds like you understand me. You've summarized my points perfectly.
It's like one of those fantasy baseball trades that you hope the owner hits submit and accept by mistake.
So every trade Fuzzy ever made in fantasy.
Whit Merrifield is starting every day in left field, or should. What are you going to do with Brandon?
So let me see if I get this straight. Just to clarify.
Yep. Clarify.
You got Whit Merrifield starting every day in left field.
Yep.
You have Johan Rojas starting every day in center field over Brandon Marsh. Are we trading Brandon Marsh?
No. Rojas is your platoon guy for left and center field. Stop. Like you need a platoon in the outfield. Even throw Casty in there. I don't know, who's got the.
But so who are you? You're platooning Brandon Marsh and Johan Rojas.
Yeah, and Whit could be in there. I don't know how Whit's going to look on.
Listen, you don't platoon 2 right-handed bats.
Well, there we go. Here, thank you. So this is where I said things can get interesting, right? At what point do you ever have to lean on Schwarber being able to play left field? At what
There's a
point
better
can
chance of me playing left field than you.
I don't want to hear
Like-
that. He looked defensively solid last year. I'm not saying I want him there every day, but he didn't look terrible. I mean, as a matter of fact, I'll say that might have been defensively his best year.
Who?
Schwarber. Schwarber looked fantastic last year compared to the year before. I mean, I saw better jumps on the ball.
Do you see the face me and JV are making at you?
It's fine. Go ahead. Look him up.
It's not
defensively.
fine.
Look him up defensively. He was definitely better 2023 than he was in
I just Googled it and Google laughed at me when I typed in Kyle Schwarber's good defense and it laughed at me.
2022 was god awful. I remember the corner getting him, and I remember he wasn't reading. He wasn't even coming in properly. He tightened that up a lot. He was on the move much quicker. He jumped quicker. He knew how to look like he actually tracked the ball a lot better. Whatever he did. And you can look at him defensively from year over. I just know what I remember and what I said to myself last year. I was highly impressed with Schwarber's upgrade in the field.
If you want to look at number wise, 2022, his entire outfield fielding percentage was .995.
You can't. He didn't play. He went DH by the halfway through. So like this is a moot point. I'm talking about when he actually was on the field. You're not doing it over.
No, what are you talking about? 2022.
Last year it was 971. Last year, and he had.
So that's a bump.
Chances. He had an extra 15 chances in 22 versus 23, and he had a higher percentage of fielding.
There's no way he had more chances. He in 2022. My man was on the
as an outfielder. He had 186 chances.
We're talking defensive. Okay, we're talking
defensive
we're talking Golden Glove defensive Okay. That is the dumbest award out there. I can't.
I'm not talking.
I don't want to hear about defensive chances. I don't want to hear about I don't because that's just some dude saying whether the guy moved or not half an inch or did move half an inch. No, I remember seeing him. I remember him tracking much better in 2023. But that's what I'm not saying Schwarber is a solution. You don't put him out there. I don't want to see him there. But you have Whit Merrifield, you have Sosa. Sosa can take the outfield, although you really ideally want him infield. Third, maybe. Bohm at first. You had a different take though, Fuzzy.
I'm not putting it would be the god known as Jay Cave. I'm not putting Alec Bohm at third base or at first base when I have Jay Cave. There's no reason to.
And Jay Cave now produces you that left hand that you have to supplement because you're platooning. So you just play Jay Cave on the days you're platooning the righties.
No, because you're not going to take out Bryce Harper for Jay Cave.
No.
Yeah.
No. You take Sosa. You take Sosa, and now Jay Cave is available for your outfield. You keep ignoring.
So then where is Brandon Marsh?
So this is where you do your double switches at. This is where you actually start capitalizing. When we did double switches on this team, what was it, 2 years ago? It was the Girardi switch. I think the guy got paid in the amount of double switches he did per game.
Oh, he absolutely did. He definitely got paid extra for double switches.
But this is where double switches finally make sense because you are now playing the players to the batting position. Before, we were just playing by position. We were doing double switches by position. Now we're also doing it by batting order. That makes it wholly different. Now, Topper loves that left, right stuff. I don't know if I'm a fan of it. He likes screwing with pitchers. He likes some guys like going right, left, right. You know, do you guys think that makes a hell of a difference?
I mean, statistically, it does righty on lefties. So, I mean, I don't know about necessarily going right, left, but You want to put your best batters up there, regardless of which ones and what statistically they're the best against that pitcher. And if a pitcher struggles against lefties, or maybe they have some deeper dive in there where a pitcher struggles going back and forth like that. So maybe that's when you do it. Because it changes your eye level as a pitcher of what you're trying to do, and where the strike zone is with a left-hander up there versus a right-hander, where your sinker is being thrown or where your slider is going. So I mean,
all right. So I just want to circle
numbers. No.
I want to circle back to the Schwarber defense, and I'm going to bring up a couple clips.
Yeah.
Not 4 minutes and 38 seconds. 38.
Line drive out toward left. Schwarber coming on. He's there. Oh, he dropped it. It hits off his glove as he falls to the ground. 2 runs will score.
Hit that one, baby.
Out toward left center field. That's a long run for Dalton Guthrie and Schwarber, and it's off Schwarber's glove. And Tapia will stop at second base. Kyle did call it at the last moment.
It's amazing. 3-1. Swinging a fly ball to left. We've got in on wins as Schwarber can't get it. And the Sun gets him again. And the Giants have a runner at second.
It's just been against Aaron Nola. Opposite way, not deep. Schwarber coming on, and he won't be able to make the play, and it bounces past him.
Like, come on. He should never be allowed in the outfield again.
Those are 2023. Those are 2022. That's not all 2023.
No, they're 23. They're 23.
It's not all 20. There was one
Yes,
play
it
in there
is.
where he
Yes,
fell
it
and
is.
almost busted his face.
Listen, it's 2023 defensive highlights
No, I don't believe
or
it.
non-highlights.
I don't even believe you.
Again, 2022, he played roughly 250 more innings in the outfield. About 35 more games started in the outfield versus 23, and he still had a higher percentage. Like,
So
he's
give me
backwards.
Give me your solution to Rojas and Pache. Give me your solution. Rojas just goes down because he's got 2 more options.
No,
Rojas.
Rojas. You see
Rojas
what
is
Rojas
staying.
can do.
You guys only have so many men for a roster.
Rojas stays in center
You're
field.
carrying almost 5 outfielders. I don't even know what you're saying to me. So you definitely have to make a decision here, and you have to make sense about it. Now, the sensible
Most
thing,
teams carry 5 outfielders.
No, you're carrying 5, and then you have an extra 2 that could potentially platoon out there on top of it, or you can obviously util them. To me,
I honestly don't think Merrifield's going to be an everyday guy. I don't think he's going to be the everyday starter. I think your everyday outfield is going to be Marsh, Rojas, Caspi.
That worries me.
Your backup is going to be Pache. Pache is going to be the 4th outfielder. And then Witt is going to be that emergency outfielder and used more so as a infield guy, especially up the middle for Stott and Turner.
Stott. Yeah, given Stott.
I disagree. I think he's going to be outfield first and then infield.
The problem I'm having is no one can lock down stability. And this is kind of how we started a little weird under Joey G. No one knew what they were doing exactly on what day. No one knew what the batting order was. I think you need to start the year with a little bit more firmness. That's old fashioned to me. Who has what position? But is Jake Cave going to get the start on opening day at first base?
No.
Is old man Harper is old man Harper up for this?
Yeah, everything on Harper has been saying that he's going to be back opening day. He was just taking that time on that with his back. being sore for at least 4 straight games that he missed. They're not spasms. It was just tightness, as what he was calling it. So it was just, he's getting old, so he overdid it, and you got to relax a little bit. So apparently, he's going to be back. He says, "I'm fine," and that's a direct quote from Mr.
Do you mind
Hooker.
if I not talk about baseball for a second? I need you guys to dig a little personal here. Like, if you want to share, like, we're gonna share with the audience. What age were you when you realized your warranty had expired?
22.
On what?
Your body, sir.
When I played flag football with Jeremy and in his league, and the team we played pushed me from behind, and I got clipped, and my knee went to the right side and my body went to the left side.
Yeah. So Bryce Harper's 30, 31. He'll be 32 this year. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. 32 this year. I get up wrong and I have a back spasm. The man's allowed to be a little tight. Obviously, I'm not peak physical condition, but I think guys knowing their limits, saying it now, saying it early, I think that's a good thing. Getting him. It's okay to ask for a day off, Bryce. It's okay, bud.
And to figure out too what your recovery routine should be. I think that's part of what you do at spring. Because now that you're playing ball every day, it's different than working out every day. Just find
he's a
out
little
what your
extra
body
tight.
needs. Yeah.
Jake Cave's
You go
older.
visit the-
Jake Cave is older. Yes, he's 30. He's 35.
He's 31. He's 2 months older.
Is he too much? Jake Cave looks so old. He looks so old.
It's the beard.
Man, I think even if he shaved that off, he just looks like he's tired. His eyes, like he's like had enough of this shit in life. And he's just like, you could just read it. Like, he goes home, his wife yells at him. He just gets beat. He just looks like it's been rough for him. That's all. I'm sure it hasn't. I'm sure he's actually, some people just look like they've walked an extra mile. I don't know what to tell you. Jake Cave looks super old.
I'm sure going up and down AAA to the bigs will do that to you.
I don't know, man. I know the presidency will age you, but I didn't know 30. He's 2 months older than Bryce. Whew. It's a rough life, man. Yeah, I don't think there's much to say on this. Harper even admitted he just I did too much. I was doing too much.
But at the same time, keep an eye on it through the season, because he does have a history of it. I mean, he missed 14 out of 20 game span after he left with back spasms in August.
Yeah,
mid-August. In August.
Yeah, and then he was out for that a little bit after that, right?
Yeah, he missed the next day and then came back, and then, like I said, he missed 14 out of he started 14 out of the next 20 at DH. They took him.
Yeah, and it looked like he was like almost like didn't we go to a game he came back to, Fuzzy, and we were just like, man, it just looks like he's still tweaked the way he's like kind of like coming in on his swing. Looked like it was just like cramping.
Yeah. Probably. And listen, like you said, if God forbid he goes out hurt, listen, you can move. This is why you put Bohm at first. If Harper goes out injured, you put Bohm at first, and you put Witt at third. That's the only reason.
Okay, and that's and that I'm not mad at that. You're putting the best players in the best position. Jake Cave can assist at first base if need be. Again, you've got
Lehigh Valley. That's where he can assist first base at, is Lehigh.
Listen, I don't care what you say. Jake Cave gets you hits. So you can say what you want about him. If he's on this team, he's going to get you hits.
Yeah, that high batting average of 212, 5 home runs, and 21 RBIs. That's a solid 2023 season for you.
And I'm worried, and I'm talking about he's clutch. So if you're not going to acknowledge the fact that that dude, every time you cursed him and then he came out big for you, and you're like, I can't get away from hating Jake Cave because
He
Jake Cave was
sucks in
just clutch.
MLB The Show 23. He's not very good in MLB The Real Show.
Every time you opened your mouth about him during the season, he
Your
shut
love.
you up because he was clutch.
Your love for him.
I think I'm more enamored with your hate for him because it's irrational. Because the guy, I don't think he slept with your wife again.
Again? Wait.
Speaking of being really
Hold on.
inappropriate, do we have
real quick on Cave? Over
Yeah.
under baseballreference.com has him at 9 home runs on the season. Big league
Okay.
home runs. Over under.
Oh, let's write this down.
Over and under on what? Say this again?
Jake Cave home
9.
runs at
Jake
sitting
Cave's
at 9.
home runs. They got him projected to hit 9 on the season.
Fuzzy, are you over or under on
9?
Yeah, 9.
9.
Yeah, they're
9
really
times.
If you look at a lot of the projections this year, they are very, very stingy this year on a lot of players. A lot of players.
So Baseball Reference has
some
Jake
weird ones.
Cave hitting 9 home runs, but has Bryce Harper hitting 23.
See,
I think it makes sense.
They're being weird this year. I don't. 23 for Harp?
Jake Cave will not hit 9 home runs.
All right, so I got you.
He will hit the under.
That was a long way to go to say under, dude. Jared, where do we got you at? Over, under, Jake Cave home runs at 9.
I'm going under as well.
Going under. You know what I'm saying. I'm saying over. Because I feel like your lack of faith is disturbing. And Jake Cave is clutch. That's all. And I can't wait to prove it to you. And he will too. Matter of fact, Jake Cave, if you're listening right now, I'm just letting you know you're clutch and you can do it. You're good enough. You, sir, you're good enough. That's all there is to it. Speaking of good enough, we don't have Snell. Snell resigned. We were really talking him up episode 3. He re-signed with the Giants. We are looking at 2 years, $62 million.
Yep.
Did they overpay?
Way overpaid. They're about $5-6 million over.
In this market, does that matter?
I don't know.
I mean, there's usually you usually overpay anyway.
Yeah, but you got to understand something. He signed with San Francisco, so he's in California. So the tax laws on there are, what we sit there and think 2 years, $62 million, $31 million. Probably at the end of the day with the taxes, it's not as much. It's a fugazi number.
It's only $35 million a year. You just said to me is he's a multimillionaire. He's just not that much of a multimillionaire. I don't.
If he pulls out a season like he had last year, then it's worth it. But that deal's got to opt out after the season. So
yeah,
we could be talking about Snell on the free agent market again next year. Especially, it's an even year, so the Giants have a chance at the World Series. But if they don't perform the way that he thinks they should, he strikes me as a cut and run kind of guy.
Well, Jordan Snell is just another one that's still out there. He's floating out there.
Jordan Montgomery.
So
Snell's contract, it's 2 years, $62 million. He's got an opt out, so the team doesn't have an opt out, right?
It's his.
Correct.
Like, who's to say that he doesn't have? Who's to say he goes 14-12 with like a sub 2.9 ERA, which is close to 3, which is good. And the Giants missed the playoffs by 2 or 3 games. Is he going to take that chance on losing $31 million and go to another team? Because no one's going to sign him. No one's going to sign him to a multi-year deal. No one's going to say he's another year older. I don't think. I would be shocked if he opts out.
I want to know why the Giants pulled that number 62. He had to have had that, at least that, from another team. There's no way that the Giants aren't coughing up. At least he was hitting something he wanted. So there's a market out there for him. Jordan Montgomery, same thing. There's a market out for him. They're both going to get paid. And I think it was more of a pipe dream, us just asking about it last week. But this one might not be a pipe dream. This one might be a reality. It might be cheap, and it might be something we can get into. Trevor Bauer. What do you guys think?
He's a great ball player.
I don't want him. I had trouble with him when I was third base coach with the Yankees.
You had trouble with everybody when you were third base coach for the Yankees.
I don't want him.
That is not for me. I want Trevor Bauer.
Want him. So we know he's cheap, right? League minimum for a vet. What's that looking like?
720.
Okay, 720. Is Trevor Bauer gonna take $720,000? Is his pride gonna let him take league minimum for a veteran?
I mean, supposedly he's on record saying that he would take it just to get back in, to get out of Mexico, get out of Japan, and back into the big leagues. So
I was under the impression his Japan deal was worth millions. Is there a limit on how much he can pitch as an American in Japan? Is that what it may be?
No, there's no limits. They throw your arm out until.
Listen,
so
I've seen very weird stuff.
His Japan contract was for $3 million for 1 year.
Millions.
So, yeah, but there's more money to be made in the U.S. side of baseball because he can sign that veteran minimum league contract, but if he goes to a team, he's got to go. In my opinion, he's got to go to a big market team to make more money, just off of deals, not just his contract, but commercial deals, all that other stuff. Like, don't know if I would put him in a domestic violence commercial right now.
Like, I can see certain teams taking a chance on him. I don't know if he's getting any deals from anybody right now, unless it's Donald Trump. That's about it. Doing a campaign speech or something. But I don't see, with his alleged history, and not just the most recent with the domestic violence and controversies, his pitch doctoring, his personality, just all the controversy that's been around him for years, his social media stuff. I don't see television and companies taking a chance on him. I see potentially a veteran-laden team that's going to keep him in check, at least as far as on the ball field goes. I see him going to a team like that, like the Phillies have that veteran team that'll shut him down. The Dodgers have guys that will stop him from being a dummy.
So you bring up the Dodgers, which is another free agent fiasco with the Dodgers. Obviously, 2021 he signs with them, has a good season, and then he the whole fiasco with the charges. And then 2022, the Freddie Freeman fiasco with his manager. And the new fiasco today. It's just funny that you bring up the Dodgers with Ohtani's interpreter stealing stuff from the Dodgers organization, which is just hilarious.
Yeah, his interpreter, it was like almost $45 million. I saw, or something ridiculous. He's talking about the story coming out of his interpreter. Massive. It's being described as massive theft. $4.5 million allegedly.
I didn't even see it. Are you serious? I got the alert.
Yeah. $4.5 million in illegal wire. Allegedly, $4.5 million were were conducted, wire transfers from Otani's account to a bookmaking operation, set off a series of like those flags that kind of like, that this is fishy.
$4.5 million to a bookie is fishy.
Well, his apparent right.
That's bananas. I didn't even read the whole thing. I just knew that that he got fired. Like I saw the blurb that came across something like on my phone. I was like, I'll read it later.
It's like one of his best friends too. It's like one of his
Excuse
best
me.
friends. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It's like one of his best friends. That to me is just wow. So to talk to your points, guys. Jeremy, you're acknowledging the fact that the Phillies is now a veteran organization, right? You've got JT, Bryce Harper, you got Trey Turner, Schwarbs. I mean,
Wheels, and,
even Stubbs. Even
Nola.
Stubbs to me is considered like a vet, like the guy. He's seen some of the weirdest stuff, right? But Mike, I think all of that to say, I don't know if all of that talent and veteran knowledge is enough to kind of help what Trevor Bauer could do to this team, right? The potentiality, and I don't want to say it like it's a bad thing. Bauer is almost built like Bryce Harper, like his training, his programming, his everything. It's pretty similar.
Yeah, but you also got to understand something. This isn't Colorado. This isn't New York. And even though it's a big thing, it's not LA. This is Philadelphia.
Yeah.
If you're an asshole, and we find out about it, you're gonna know, plain and simple. And that's not good for the team. That's where I think the veterans come in and smack the shit out of them and say, "Listen, this is what you need to do. You ain't gonna do it. There's the L right there. We'll drop you off at A and Allegheny.
Right.
Good luck finding your way home."
Right. For $720,000, we'll make a point out of you.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I think Dombrowski would come in and do the same thing. Like, look, this is what you're going to get. Here's your opportunity to make some money, innings pitched, strikeouts, whatever. Throw a ton of incentives on there. Stuff.
Go up to $3 million. Yep.
Yeah.
Go up to like $3 million in incentives. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like that's. Yeah. I'm worried that the dude is Scherzer like, but the thing is with Scherzer, I think Scherzer's a bit, and I think he knows exactly what he's doing. I think his teammates know it's a bit. I think. I don't think it's a bit with Scherzer or with Bauer. I think the dude is just. He feels off to me. I've watched his stuff. I've watched his content. I was really actually big on his content because he was just so weird. I just thought he was just such a weird personality.
Yeah, he had a good podcast. I know that he had the one. I think he had CC Sabathia on. It was pretty good to watch.
Yeah, he had quite a few people on that made me like turn my head. But then you hear the stories like he's alienated bullpens. I don't need this to turn into like sure, it can happen in the clubhouse. They can show him how baseball's played in the clubhouse. But if that happens in the dugout, like Papelbon and Harper, that's not good. That's cancerous. That just spreads to the team. Like as quickly as you can cut it out, it's done that much damage to the system already. So that
but Papelbon's also a closer. Like he's insane already. How often is whatchamacallit going to be in the lineup?
I'm here with you. I'm just letting you know what it can and can't do to a team. And it concerns me that we've all looked at Bauer and said one time or another, that dude's not all there. Few fries short of a Happy Meal.
So maybe you go the other way with that contract too, that you put minimums in there. If you don't make it to a certain amount of games, or if any of these, if it becomes a negative thing and you get 51% of the players to vote that they want you off the team or something like that, then he's got to pay money. He pays that money back. And you definitely don't give him guaranteed money.
Okay. I'm not against getting good talent. I just always want to make sure that the juice is worth the squeeze, you know?
Yeah.
The great Paulie Shore said that, I believe. Make sure the juice is worth the squeeze.
I'll go ask Sandy. She knows every Pauly Shore quote there is.
It's also from The Girl Next Door.
Sure. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna take your word for that one. Like, that feels like a trap.
Yeah.
And now the question that I think we all have burning in our hearts: should they retire Dancing on My Own from the clubhouse?
I'm gonna let you guys go.
All right, JV, if you by all means.
I'm kind of on the yes, but I don't know. It's got to be authentic. Like it's, people talk about how great it was to unify the city with the song too. I mean, you're gonna find whatever song people are gonna catchy, they're gonna gravitate to it if the team is winning. The Pirates, when they were winning back in the mid 2000s, 2010-ish, like they started doing the Zoltan thing again from Dude, Where's My Car, which then faded out, but it was endearing and it became the thing for that team, and Dancing on My Own became a thing for the Phillies making that run to the World Series, which outside of the city, I don't know if many people really expected them to. Even in the city, I don't know if that first one, people really expected them to make that run. So, it kind of became a battle cry for the team. So if it's authentic and they change up and the vibe of the team is something different than that song, then it is what it is. But I don't think you hold on to it just for the sake of holding on to it.
Do losers play We Will Rock You? No, it's for winners. Losers listen to Dancing on My Own. The song itself is sad. You're sitting in a corner. You're not even good enough to win, and you didn't win with the song in your corner. It's not for you. You're rallying around a loser song. That's it. It's for losers. It's in no way endearing anymore. If anything, holding on to it just shows you how much of a loser you want to be, because it's a song that didn't get us anywhere other than, oh, this makes us feel good as a city. Great. I'm glad you're all still mean. I watch you drive every single day on 76 and 95. I'm glad you feel good about a song. You're still a jerk in the car. It's a loser song. And if you're for it, you're a loser too. That's your loser anthem. Oh, remember that time we won? No, we didn't win anything with that song. You lost with that song.
Wasn't Loser Anthem a Good Charlotte song?
Loser Anthem. That's Dancing on My Own. It's literally about being a loser. The song is about dancing on my own. You don't even have anyone that you're such a fucking loser that you're dancing on your own.
You were so angry about this.
F that song, you loser. Go take your loser song and be losery with it. Stupid loser.
So what? So you're saying because they lost?
They lost. They're losers. Losers. Yeah. Losers.
I didn't realize you were this passionate about a song.
Listen, I'm not passionate about it. I'm literally telling you how much it can go on with itself. Like, go ahead and go be that loser song over there, because I don't I don't want my Phillies embracing that loser song. This is the 2024 Phillies. They are clever.
So you sit there, you say it's a loser song, and like, what if this is a tradition that is started
for losers? Yeah.
What is Sweet Caroline in Boston?
Every year
what
we
is
get
Sweet
knocked
Caroline
out.
In Boston? What is Sweet Caroline in Boston?
Are you? Excuse me.
Is that loser?
Hold on. I'm not even going. Are you comparing the Jewish Elvis, the greatest singer-songwriter of our time, Neil Diamond, to Dancing on My Own? Is that what's happening? No, we're not going to have that conversation. No, we are not, my friend. I don't even know what we're talking. I don't even know what you're saying to me. I don't know who you are. This last 18 years of my life has been a lie. 19 years of knowing you has been a lie.
Yeah, but there are teams out there who think you talk about you're in the club and no one wants to dance with you. There are teams and franchises out there who think the Phillies shouldn't have been in the postseason. They shouldn't have been this. They shouldn't have been that.
Yo, the country loves the Phillies. I don't want to hear about it. They're the
What
favorite.
are you watching?
I telling you, listen. Here we go. Greg Smoltz almost teared up from watching the Fanatic. Like, what? This was your right. He was like, "Oh, brings back such great." The country loves the Phillies, especially when they're going up against a team they can root against. The Braves have such a bad attitude. The world was rooting. The country was rooting for the Phillies to smoke the Braves. They were not underdogs in that. They were the fan favorite.
I disagree with you. I feel like a lot of people, up until the last couple of years, didn't like Bryce Harper. And here's one of the reasons. This is one of the reasons. And I don't know, like, this for me, because I've experienced it. I think this is why I'm for it. I think it's a tradition that we can start. We are not the lovable band of losers anymore. We are not. The Phillies are a good team. The city needs an anthem.
Yeah.
The city had an anthem with Meek Mill, and they still sing that song.
Okay. Let's do that one.
This. I just think 46,000 people.
Losers. 46,000. Let me correct you. That was 46,000 losers on their feet.
Oh, my God. You're ridiculous.
46,000 losers embracing a song that lost you 2 years in a row. And here's the best part. 2023 almost got rid of the song.
But they weren't playing. And then what happened when they brought it back? What happened when they brought back Dancing on Our Own? They started winning.
Nothing to do with Bryce Harper coming. You're right. God, why would it have been the all-star guy who came back that changed the team and they started turning?
You mean the guy who struggled when he came back? He didn't start hitting home runs till late? No, they changed the clubhouse. It's a clubhouse culture. I think you're wrong.
You're right. Dancing on My Own saved this team. You're right. My bad. They saved them because they got them they got them. Let's check notes here. Oh no championship.
Don't look at the record. The next episode, we're gonna Google the record when they brought back Dancing on Their Own.
Years. Hold on. Let me make a chart. Years the song was used as 2, and the number of rings. Let me go to this column. Let me fill that in. If memory, that's a 0. All right. Yeah, no, the loser song. That's I did the math. I even carried the 1 over here.
All right. So how many years was it between Sweet Caroline and 2004? How many rings? I'm trying to think. I think it was, how many years was it? 86, 87, 88? Should I keep going? You're
really blaming
Yes, I'm blaming the Jewish Elvis. It's a tradition that they could possibly start, is what I'm saying.
I don't
You're
want that
saying no because it's a
tradition.
loser. Sweet Caroline is a loser song. Don't tell me it's a great song.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
When you're in the bar, what do you sing? Sweet Caroline, this song sucks.
I don't. Okay. Like that's patently false. Like I know you don't even believe that because I've seen you.
But I'm saying,
do
what
your
are the
speech.
lyrics? But how long has Sweet Caroline been in Boston?
Yeah, I don't know what any of this has to do. I don't know what any of a great song that you keep around because it's just a great song. Say it. You could say Dancing on My Own's a good song, and I think it's not even a good song. It's depressing as hell.
What is it's? But it's the beat to it. They don't play the original one. They don't play the slow one. They play the one with the Tiesto remix with the Puerto Rican in it.
I don't know what you're saying. I have no idea what you said to me other than they played a version of the song that we lost to 2 years with.
I just, yeah.
So,
Yeah, I don't know how you
according
can.
to Wikipedia, just some full transparency here. The song has been played at Fenway Park
Since 1997.
at least 1997, and in the middle of the 8th inning at every game since 2002. So it was a loser song for what?
7 years.
7 years.
Right.
So we got to go through 5 more years of
Yeah.
Dancing on My Own to have a real comparison.
Yeah, the way I see it, you're really ushering
And
in a new team, and I think with the additions that
What
we
new
are,
team are you ushering in? Whit Merrifield?
Wit, and this is the first time you are starting off the year with everyone in the place that you expect them to be, barring any kinds of crazy Reese Hoskins types injuries, right? Everyone, for the most part, other than your outfield, is pretty firmed up. How about
2021, 2022, everybody was in there.
2022? Everybody was in there, but it wasn't the same exact team. You had a different outfield. It was a much younger. You had the babysitter club. Stott was a baby. Bohm was a baby. It was a very different time. And I get the silliness of doing that song, and it makes sense. They're veterans now. They have a lot of experience under their. I want a more mature song. I want something that will.
They're playing a kids game. Why do you want a more mature song? What do you like? What team played Shark Baby or Baby Shark or where the hell that stupid song was?
What I don't know what Baby
song
Shark has anything to do with
for
why
a
you
kid's
want
game.
a loser song.
But you want a more mature song for a kid's game. You just said Meek Mill. I don't know. I don't want my 9-year-old singing Meek Mill.
I mean, he's cultural. He's relevant. He's hip. He's cool. You are so uncool. I don't care if you could make it a Kid Cudi song for all I care. I don't care what it is. Don't make it a loser song. One that you have over the past 2 years underperformed to.
No, they underperformed because Craig the Hawk Kimbrell blowed. It's not even a word. That's how bad he sucked.
Yeah, get rid of this loser
And
song.
and Tomper took out Zach Wheeler for Alvarado, and then Jordan Alvarez hit a ball that hit the moon in Houston. Still hasn't landed.
Yo, episode 4 was gonna really end on a high note. I promise you. I can't be responsible for what my co-host has done here. If this makes it so you never want to listen to again, I understand. I get it. Not offended. I understand he can be irritating, but we really appreciate the listen. If you guys are really enjoying it, please make sure you leave a comment. We'll make sure we'll get to them on the air.
They want to listen to four. They want to listen. The 4 aces want to listen to Dancing on My Own. They just texted me.
I appreciate you, this guy. I appreciate you guys all very much for joining us. I am Keith Darth Pooh Newman.
I am Jeremy J.V. Verman.
And I am Chris Fuzzy dancing on my own life.